Oh, hi! The anatomy of your book. So, by now, if you've got to this point, then you've probably finished your manuscript or are there or thereabout. By the time you come to putting all of this in place, you need to have finished it. So, oh, hi, Dave. There you go. Look at a cat. Okay. So I'm going to talk you through a few sections. You do not have to add all of these, just add the ones that feel right for you. Okay, so quotes and reviews. So this is something that goes right at the front of a book, and they're going to be a lot more powerful if they're by people who are recognizable, so celebrities or influencers, whether they're authors or experts in your subject. Okay, I probably wouldn't add them there unless they were, somebody significant. Well, everybody's significant, but you know what I mean. Like somebody that people are going to look at and recognise their name. Cool. Next, the title page, really simple. It's literally just the title, subtitle and author's name or pen name if you're using one. Then after that, you would add your other work. So if you've got other books, here's a good place to list them. If you haven't, don't worry about it. You don't have to have this section. Next is the colophon. So this is where you add the legal stuff and the professional things. So things like the ISBN number, which we're going into in the training coming up, which is around your Kindle and Create space. So don't worry about it now if you don't have that number. You'll get it when you set up your Amazon. Copyright information, names of other contributors, and yeah, that's it. So this is normally the first left-hand page after the title page, and the writing is normally smaller on this one as well, just so you know. Right. Next page, dedication. So if you want to dedicate your book to somebody, you can do. This isn't where you write your thank yous. This is just one person or a group of people who are very special and you want to dedicate it to them. So it can be as simple as for Bob, or you can add a personalised message. That's all there is to it. After that is the epigram. So, again, you don't have to have one, but an epigram is where you can add a quote, whether it's by somebody else or by yourself, song lyrics, or, something creative around the subject of your book or the inspiration behind it. And after that, we have the table of contents. So this is just like the menu of the book so that people can see what's in store and where it is. So if there's a subject that they want to get straight to, they can look at the table of contents and they can go straight to that page. Or, if they've read the book and they want to come back to certain parts later on. So just make sure that's clear. It's literally just your chapters, or you can add your chapters and your steps and the page numbers. That's it for that. Your preface or foreword. So I wouldn't suggest having both. I would suggest having either a preface or a foreword. So a preface, this is where you include your Hollywood story. Yeah, so include your Hollywood story, and you're going to need to say who you are and what your journey is, how the book came about, and what lies ahead for the readers. Most importantly, make sure you remind them about what they're going to get from this, so their big outcome. Some people will buy books. In fact, most people will buy a book and will never read it to the end. This will help them to read it to the end, to remind them about why this book is important for them to read. And something else I want to touch on there as well, if your Hollywood story has turned out to be on the long side, then I would just give it its own chapter. Give it its own chapter. But if it's only a page or two, then add it here. If you're adding a foreword, so the difference between a preface and a foreword is you write the preface about yourself. A foreword is words written about the book by somebody else. So again, this would be somebody who has influence, yeah? So, I mean, if you could get Les Brown, for example, to write a foreword for your book, that would be very impressive indeed. It would get a lot of attention. So therefore, I would choose the foreword over the preface. So, but if you don't have anybody like that, then do a preface, that's fine. If you are doing a foreword, then again, still include your Hollywood story, but just give it its own chapter, or at least its own step within the first chapter. Okay, after that you can add your text. Yes, all of these magnificent words that you've been working on for all of these months, finally you can add them. You can add them now. There we go, that's it, that's done. Okay, so following on from that, yes, it's still not done yet. We still have more. So you've included your text. Then we have your next steps. Okay, so at the end of your book, have a section for your next steps. I would suggest everybody do this. So your readers have got to the end of the book. Well, now what? What do they do next? Like, they've got to the end of your book, they've got their outcomes, now they're wanting more. They've got results from your teachings. Now what? How can they carry on working with you? A workshop, a retreat, an online program? What is it? What can you lead them into? Here's your place to lead them into whatever it is that you want, okay? Okay, and after that, an appendix. So if you want somewhere where you can put additional support, you know, so for example, you're talking about a subject, you can link to other places online or to other books or whatever to support that. Then notes. So for example, okay, so if you're writing about, I don't know, cats and their behaviours. I'm thinking about cats because I've got one trying to attack me here. So you're talking about cats and their behaviours, and all of a sudden you want to go into talking about this amazing cat toy, but it doesn't flow in with the rest of what you're saying and you don't want to go off track. You can add that in your notes. Or if you want to delve deeper into something, but you don't feel it's quite right for that chapter, again, you can add it to the end of your book. Then we have your acknowledgement. So this is where you can thank anybody who's played a part in your book. You know, personal notes. So anybody you like, friends, family, in a professional way, add anyone you like here and give them a personal note. There we go. There's your acknowledgements. After the acknowledgements comes your author's bio. So I definitely suggest adding this so that people can find out more about you. Like, I know if they've got to the end of the book, they're going to know you pretty well. But it's always good to have your bio on there anyway. So, and last but not least, if you are working on another book, then this is your chance to talk about it. So a coming soon page. So this is right at the end, and it's where you can tease them about your next book. So let them know what's in store, what they can look out for next. Awesome. That is it. That is it. You've got lots to do here. So I'm going to leave you to get on with it. I'll see you soon.